Good morning, everyone. All right. Little profit taking going on here from that grind up that happened last week. It was a pretty much of a grind. It doesn't look like it on the daily chart, but it was a lot of running in place, going nowhere. Questions? Okay, got it. All right. So, you know, big stall day up at resistance, greater than 100% retracement, actually new all-time high. And so now it's gapping down this morning. Not a big deal. Somebody asking me questions. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Right to answer that. Okay. All right. So let's look at this on without the overnight data. And 687 squared. 687. That's decent sized gap down, right? Gapping below two prior bars. And it's got room to fall, but in an uptrend. So from a daily chart perspective, it is a significant violation of two bars. And now that it's opening up here, right where my cursor is, there's nothing to stop it from going down. Um, spiders. Let's look at this. Anything's in alignment with that. 687. It's got a trader pivot line there. Subjective stuff, not a big deal. But the fact that it's gapping that big, there may be an initial bounce. If it doesn't, I would be looking for it to come down here to bounce from, give or take. See this larger area of congestion. Um, yeah, so subjective reference point, nothing to the left of it. Same thing we look at as like a moving average. Is there anything to the left, like the 20 MA there? It's just in the middle of nowhere. Whereas the 50 MA is lined up with this little congestion of bars right there. And so as I move that down there, that I don't think that's going down there today. No, I ain't going down there today. So, that S2 line might just be, you may get a tradable bounce from there. This isn't an uptrend. So that could be an idea if you get a breakdown failure or bottoming tail bar in the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you get a bounce from there. I'll show you SPX. Those are the levels for today. I'll just double check to see if they changed at all. Uh, Pretty tight. 35. Actually came down a little. So a little bearish sentiment there. A little bearishness picking up and yeah, down. Probably not, I always think that's probably not going to either one, but since it's opening up here to get all the way down there to an unfilled gap, I don't think that's happening today. So again, SPY opening up on that trader pivot line, a decent sized gap down, getting a bottoming tail bar, any attempt to move up could be the reason why you'd want to go ahead and think about doing that put spread on SPX down there. And with a size gap down like that, it's unlikely it's going back up to yesterday's high. So initially it'll be just a, you know, touch and feel kind of go at the beginning there to see which way prices want to jump. And looking at cues, let's see where they're gapping to. Nvidia is down Was it down about, oh, almost 1.5%? And Tesla's down about the same. All right, so this is coming down to a pivot, a daily pivot, not a pivot line. So the white area is the beginning day. Right, this is pre-market, so it's a pivot based on overnight data. So it will not be a pivot. I'm thinking it shouldn't be a pivot. Go and look at the other time frame, but it is a wide range bar, so it will it would be meaningful. Put that there. Put it on everything so we can see where it is on the 65. Okay, so this is a significant reference point that the Qs would be moving down to. A little shelf. There's the reversal bar. So, wow, is that really doing a double take? That's where we want to see it get down to. Okay. And that's below the 20 MA. So give or take at 417 area, right down here, there'll be buyers down there. And oh, that's pretty far down. If it gets down there, it should, I think, just the fact that it's down there, give it 5 minutes or so to make a turn and see if it'll bounce. Right. IWM couldn't get out of its own way last week. It's still rolling over. It just couldn't get going. And let's see here. Yeah, so moving down below, oh, not that big a deal. Moving down to Friday's low, gapping down there from a shelf. So it's in what we call an end of day base. So a wide range bar down, and then it went sideways at the bottom of the wide range bar. It couldn't bounce, obviously, 2020, but I'm just repeating, telling you what I see here. So it stayed in the lower half. It couldn't bounce. It's gapping down here. So unless it makes an immediate reversal, right, and flips back up, that would suggest it's going lower. So as we look at these, they all suggest lower prices in the short term. It could be green bars at the end of the day. Now, as I looked at this over the weekend, I thought, well, it's in an uptrend. Buyers on a pullback, consolidation day. If it takes that out, new all-time highs. Well, it's rolling over. Not really a big deal. It's down. There's no significant support because of the way it went up, but it could get a bit of a pullback if it turns around. Look, every day is a new day, right? So if we were to get another bottoming tail bar today, and this is opening near the prior day's low, if we were to get a reversal day, that would be a long signal, but we'll see if that happens or not. And we'll just take a peek at the futures quickly. So reversal day, we don't know what it'll look like, at the end of the day. But if it looked like this, of course, we'd be thinking, it would go lower, pull, rise up toward resistance and now turning down. There's the wide range bar, which is the bottom of that bottoming tail bar right there, and the 50 MA. So we'll see if that can turn around. WM, not a big deal. S&P futures, a little bit more of a bigger deal, meaning it's extended, multiple bars up, bar by bar, fluid movement. So turning around at resistance makes sense. Down day, support is down here. So we always look to the left, right, to see where there is a reference point that would potentially lead to a turnaround. So 62 69.20. 20, it's already down through that pivot line. Not so, I don't know, news-wise, what's got this market selling off here a little bit, other than the fact that it had a decent move up into resistance. And there's the Russell. There's the little shelf. Now it's underneath the shelf and looks lower. All right. Silver's down. Big, nasty reversal day. That's a bit of a surprise. Have such a sizable bar. Was extended short term, but pretty big, coming towards support. And gold getting sold aggressively also. And what about Bitcoin? Not a big deal, but got rejected. It started higher. And so that is the kind of price action, while the day isn't done, suggests it's lower. Okay. And let's see here. I'm going to look at Ethereum for a second because that was looking better. But oil's just flip-flopping around here. But trying to reverse a big bar. We'll see where it ends the day. That getting rejected. So, as I was looking at, everything over the weekend, different ETFs and these futures, I mean, this was looking like it could go higher. It wasn't a downtrend, but everything starts with it looked like it could go higher. And so, do you put on smaller positions? Do you do put spreads? And then this retracement all the way back down is like, It's everything we do, it's applicable to all time frames. And, and you get a little bit of different variations. And what I was going to point out here is, well, that isn't really a wide range bar. And it's a decent sized green bar, but it's about the size of these. So when we look at wide range bars, we compare them to the previous bars and say, how big are they? So like that's a wide range bar, that big red bar there. And had that stayed in the bottom of the range, like looking at IWM a minute ago, and it can't rise up, like, okay, it's likely to go down because it can't rise up. This one did. So this was a breakout and it gives it all back. That's when I put that red line there. Okay, it broke down. That's not a good sign. So now I said, that's really not what I would call a wide range bar because, again, the others are about the same size. But anyway, it retraced the top of that bar. And so now it's in the upper half. These closes are in the upper half of that green bar. But today so far was rejected. Now, if it ends like this or lower, well, you can see what's beginning to develop here, right? It's not the cleanest, best, greatest head and shoulders top, but there you have it. So the question is, does it actually break and head lower? And it's got room to go lower. You know, that's where the next swing low would be. And so I believe there's a lot of eyes on these instruments looking to get on board after correction. It appears that it's too early. All right. Bonds ticking up here a little bit. Last week this broke down below this support and it's just flip-flopping around here. So no information there of great value. Yeah, well, likely so, Robert, but silver coming down like it did, there'd be buyers, but it's like a pretty nasty, move to the downside. So looking at the euro and compared to the dollar, not much going on there. You got to respect such sizable moves. SLV. it's coming down to support, and that's that 180 reversal right there. That little shelf isn't much of a big deal, but that pivot is aligned with some congestion. So uh, when you get something it's in a super strong uptrend, so there are people looking to get on board this. It's gapping down into a gap fill. That's one reason to think buyers will show up. And so this is what the essence of what trading is about, is to look at a trend in multiple time frames. That's extended, and that's a wide range bar suggesting the end of a move, not necessarily that it can't go higher, but you're going to get a stall in momentum. And so you get a bias. And yes, it's extended. It's into a gap fill. It's not the best kind of gap fill situation since it's a significant gap down. And then you go to a smaller time frame, like the 5 or whatever you want to look at, and see, is there a pattern there that's tradable yet? I would say no. Well, it's stabilized. It's nothing of significance yet. So if you're looking to get on board this, it's really not primed up yet. Website. DB Puck, you got to log into the web, the member area. We've been going through this transition on the CRM. So there might be some issue there. We're going to take a look. But people are in the room. So the link works. Quite a number in the room. So the link in the member area works. All right. Just take note, there's talk about the VIX being so low, and it is gapping up, but the VIX being low is not a reason to be bearish. And by the way, our internals at this point are neutral, so they're not lined up bearishly. So whatever reason this selling is occurring here this morning, until proven otherwise, we don't have a situation. This was a split. We don't have a situation that would suggest, the market's going to fall apart here. But, one thing I would point out, this wild pattern that's been, going on, with this, and now it's trying to tighten up. There's just a lot of, the last month or so has been a lot of crazy price action. So, today, I guess, really isn't unusual. To you, Dan.
Good morning. Another short holiday week, and those metals that Greg reviewed. My friend Bat21 told me he's trained with us, so he knows our style. He understands sentiment and all that kind of stuff. And he's been long silver also. And on Friday, he told me, he's like, you know what? This is a wide range bar on volume, far from the 20. And he said, and I didn't ask him when, but he said JP Morgan recommended to their clients to get 20% exposed in gold, and as opposed to their typical 3%. And I said, well, I didn't ask him, but I would love to know when. Like, the reason I'm saying this is because if they did that on Friday, after you get a CLIMO on volume, that's an additional contrarian indicator. Well, Robert, who knows? People are talking about that. We have no friggin' idea. I have no idea. Could it have done that in a straight line? Of course, anything's possible. Remember Tilray went from 150 to 300 in one day? Of course, anything's possible. But we trade the charts. And this is now a bear 180 after a CLIMO. So that's why I'm we would never get on board something like this. Here, I know it's totally different, but I'm gonna show you just as an analogy. So remember MSOS gapped up and ripped the other day? And I said, we need to start watching it. And I said, there's not going to be an entry for weeks because of this explosive move. So see, now it's getting its sea legs back and building a base here at the 20 and the 50 minor support. Silver is just getting its head clocked in the head, and it cracks me up because the media has to say something, or else we have no need for them. And they're like, "Oh, silver's down on profit taking." Well, why didn't they? Why didn't? What's today, Monday? Why didn't they sell Friday then? Why are you calling it profit taking today instead of they could have got a better price for it? They could have got $6 higher price, just hitting the bid at 359 on Friday. But that's the media. Let's go back. All right, enough of that. So many thanks, Robert. I know I kind of went on a tangent there. It's a call spread to me. I think it's a short-term top. I don't know, short-term top for 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. I have no idea. I don't know. But we're in these things. We're in trail mode. Um, we also have a third left of palladium. Now look, on this gap down, I also thought it was a short-term high. And look, that friggin' thing got negated in 1 day. But now gapping here, man, that's a volatile instrument. This was a bull. This is crazy. This is a bear island reversal. This is a bull island reversal. Now we got a double whammy bear island reversal. So that's crazy volatility, but we only have a third left. And I had moved the stop under Friday's low. So we're giving up some gains, but that's fine. We only got a third left, and we're in it on this breakout right here. We have huge open gains. Let's continue with alarms. SMH, we have a put spread, and we're in trail mode, open profit. Abgo, my alarm did not go off, but with semis down, we're saying we're in trail mode. We only have 3 opens in the weekly options letter. And last week we only gave 4 trades. It was hard. And I gave a little explanation of why in the weekly options trader. It's because spreads have been crazy. And with the VIX so low, we're at yearly lows on the VIX. Well, now we're capping up to 15. And we closed at yearly lows on Friday. It made it hard to get premium. We were 4 for 4 last week. We only have 3 opens. This is our other one, and we're in again trail mode with open gains. So just let those play out. BST alarm. We're short. We're short a half lot of this, and now my low alarm went off for the back half. So we can do short 5-minute low. Let me tell them that. Yeah, some alarms and semis going off. Looking at my sectors. Oil is up. Gold, silver down. There's news. Venezuela war. China was doing some saber rattling with Taiwan over the weekend. The news reported. So, maybe some of that is why oil ETFs are up. Looking at the fangs here, every single fang is down. But markets up a lot. Now we're short VeriSign. That's been dead money. Let's see on the advisory letter. We have a lot of bullish new ideas, but they're probably not going to trigger today, which is fine with the gap down. But if they do trigger, they're fine. And then we have PayPal short. So that's still relative weakness. Marriott, we're in trail mode, we're long, still looks great. EVH, bottoming pattern. And Mick, we're long, doing nothing, but pattern's totally fine. This is a pattern you can add last week's high. Let's just go to my interest list here now in the remaining time. For use. I saw this thing popping up. So this was going to be a 30-minute high potential bottoming pattern breakout, but now it's giving it up. So less likelihood of that. Lift Clavin breakout, the gap and down. Hood is a call spread, kind of a bear flag here, flag call, flag, closing week. I did look at that for a call spread in the weekly letter, and there was insufficient juice. But well, maybe in the first 30 minutes we can do different strikes. Curve is a possible bottoming pattern. I did give that as a put spread over these holidays messed me up. Whatever day 2 bars ago is. So that's not going to trigger CNC up alarm. Oh, that was one of our long ideas. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, relative strength, that's gapping up. What's this? VFLO. Victory share. I got that at a Barron's. I was going to say, I didn't recognize this symbol. It's an ETF of some sort, Victory shares. Yeah, the cover of Barron's had a top 10 of, what they try to define as quality stocks. That's first, every time I hear that word, that is my absolute first question. How do you define quality? Fundamental, technical, it's an uptrend, management. How do you define it? CalZ here, they mentioned the cash cows ETF, but that's bullish. Hey, look at that, actually gapping up today. That's interesting. Pacer cash cows. LMC is a sloppy buy setup, but I have I think these were the only ones I wrote down from their list. OMC, sloppy buy setup, deck. Strong sideways. No pattern yet, but possible put spread. I think I did look, but they were again same problem. They were either spready or insufficient premium. Let's look at alarms here. H hotel went off. Look, that just perked my up alarm just went off, so I will reset it. $166.50. Alarms. Odaffel. Odaffel. Is that an early alarm? 160.46. Yeah, 160.47 is the last week's high. Yeah, so that did not trigger. That was an early entry. VHT. Greg, here's our Alex, your VHT. VHT triggering healthcare. RF alarm. That's also a bull rectangle. But I like hotel better just because it's rested more and closer to the 20. But RF is, it's on the list, regional bank, if they start to go. LDOS alarm, Alex, that was on your short watch, but do you remember what I said? I said, do not expect a new low because this is a power bar. And I think I also said, if this gets negated, it looks like it's a measured move to 193. MAA. Um, that's not, it's a 1, 2, 3. It's not a bull rectangle, but it's just a 1, 2, 3 breakout. So that's not bad at all. That I kind of like. It's a different sector, REITs, so it doesn't have to move with the market per se. So I I like it. Let's buy 5 minute high. Stop under stop under 136. MAA, let's put that down. Oh, there's a 4U's going. I'll put it in a window. Oh shoot, this VST that was gapping down. Now it just hit my up alarm. Yeah. MAA VST. Cancel that. You have X. Yeah, that was in the weekend letter grid, so that triggered. So let me add that. I think Odoffel triggered. Yeah, Odoffel is tighter to me. See that's compare this to EFX. This one's tighter and it's stronger above all MAs, but it triggered both. Bear sign new low, good. Because we're short it. It's been dead money. Yeah. So CDE alarm. We have a half lot of this gap and down when see it never gave us a good ad spot. Mm, mm. Getting a bounce here, but good patterns on the daily. All right, this MAA now. I'll set an alarm 138.42. 138. Marion, we're still in trail mode. MCK, still like it as an ad, last week's high. All right, VeriSign, low alarm. BST, not liking this. That should have broken down by now. I have Babar finally looking better. We bought on this tail, and then it's been going sideways, but looking a lot better. This thing's been a dog. Surprised it didn't stop us yet, but it hasn't. EVH, that's been dead money, but we're sticking with it. LRCX. All right, let's move stop 5-minute low. 176.18. 176.18. Oh, we have 2/3 of the position left in this. Hey, Sam, by the way, did you get all your Christmas shopping done on Wednesday? Anything? Yeah, it's a bottoming pattern. Yeah, yeah. Thing's been dead, but that's what a bottom is. Got good MA alignment. That'd be a no-brainer put spread also. But I think I looked. There's no juice. But I would do the 84s for Friday. Look at that. That's what I've been complaining about. 5 cents. Well, it's 5 by 41, so it spreads and inadequate premium. But yeah, I like it. You know what? I'm gonna give it half a lot, 30-minute time. Is there any economic reports? I didn't even look. Stop 83.48. Curl. Oh, curl. Curl triggered. That's a that's a nice 1, 2, 3, 4. Illumina, early alarm, but I like it. Oh no, it did trigger. I set over intraday resistance. Okay, I wanted it to be a little more than Friday, so I did over this 15-minute pivot. 135.93. Pega alarm. Now it sets on your list. I'll just reset my alarm. Oh wait, did I get it actually? I did. 62.68. All right, that triggered. MAA, taking out 5-minute high. Wow, we had a lot more longs triggered than I expected. Oh, Microsoft up alarm. Busy managing and look, that's rocking. Oh, 15. Still hasn't triggered early alarm, but it's acting a whole lot better. And let's move stop low now. 484.08. Boom. Inch 360. See, still good to go. Hasn't triggered. IMDb is having trouble here. Amazon's still good to go over those highs. It's fine. 30-minute high. Market's coming in. I wouldn't be in a rush. So it's breaking out with a void. If in, cancel it. IP, nice bottoming pattern. For you. Let's do it. All right, eBay. Half lot is hitting right here. 85.97. Hey, Don, like shaking. What part of the world are you in if you think it's afternoon? Yeah, yeah, looks good. Like it. Sloppy, but that's the breakout. I like Friday's closing bar. Oh, talking about that, Don, I meant to look at a call spread. So, Robert, I think it was you. Remember, I said, do not get aggressive long on this pattern. That's a bearish gap under a wide range ending climber. So be very careful. Like I said, you need to, as a swing trade, it needs to heal. It's like um, you know how I love analogies. It's like this car just it raced in the Daytona 500, won the race, and right into the finish line he blew up his engine. Do you think he's going to be racing the next day? I don't think so. I don't think so. So let's see if there's any. I do the 71s. If there's any premium for Friday. 71, 75, $4 whites, 40 cents. So it meets my minimum. I would hope to be more just because there's so much excitement still around it. But what's a trade? Ooh, our GDX. So, top was 85, 85. Sure. Well, we made $9.50. So we'll take it there. Gold. Oh man, let's get under the stuff. 105.71. That's a nasty game. These gaps, man. No, you don't see it in the Google sheet? Yeah, it's in the Google sheet. Yeah, I'm still valid. Let me double check, but they see, yeah, so top one, Stephen. Top one on the Google Sheets, waiting for entry. Yes, sir.